Let's talk about ghost stories. The Southeast is known for some great tales, and North Carolina has some of the most bone-chilling. The western North Carolina mountains offer some of the creepiest, and Asheville has somewhat of a reputation for being very haunted. Here you find one of the most famous haunted sites, one that has had many reports of strange phenomena over the years. I'm talking about Helen's Bridge. This video contains some really important warnings about visiting Helen's Bridge, so make sure you stick around for those if you're thinking about seeing the site for yourself. The bridge sits atop Bowcatcher Mountain on the eastern side of Asheville. Thomas Wolfe mentions walking under it in his 1929 novel, Look Homeward Angel. The bridge was built in 1909 as an access to the Zealandia estate. Zealandia was built in 1889 by John Evans Brown, a land developer who had made a fortune in gold and sheep ranching in Australia and New Zealand. Brown died in 1895, and in 1904 the property was purchased by Sir Philip S. Henry, an Australian diplomat. There are several different versions of the story. One of the most repeated is that a woman named Helen, a single mother in her 30s, lived with her young daughter in a home near Zealandia on Bowcatcher Hill. A fire broke out one night, and Helen and her daughter were rendered unconscious by the smoke. Firefighters managed to pull the two out, but only Helen survived. Grief-stricken, she walked the mountain aimlessly in despair for weeks, until one day, she hung herself off of the bridge. A slightly different spin on this claims that Helen lived or worked in Zealandia, and that the fire that took her daughter's life actually happened there, although there is no historical record to support that version. A third take is that Helen lived on the mountain, but was having an affair with Sir Henry. She discovered she was pregnant, and unable to live with the disgrace of an out-of-wedlock birth, hung herself from the bridge. All of the accounts end with Helen's lifeless body swinging from that bridge. It is rumored to this day that Helen's spirit has been unable to leave the area. Many accounts state that Helen can be spotted walking the bridge or dangling beneath it on full moon nights. Some reports even claim that visitors have been approached by Helen, who asks, "Have you seen my daughter?" She disappears when they answer no. It is also believed by some that Helen can be summoned on certain nights by calling her name or by saying, "Helen, come forth," 3 times. Some visitors looking for a thrill have been horrified to find their cars won't start when they try to leave the site. So here's where the warnings come in. If you decide to visit Helen's Bridge, please use extreme caution. The bridge straddles a narrow public road, and cars are more common than you might think, so please be careful and stay out of their way. Park your car down the street at a turnabout and make sure it's not blocking the roadway.
Now, we visited the bridge during the daytime, but our Haunted Asheville tour guide told us that at night it gets really dark out there, and it's easy to see why. There's no street lights anywhere near there, there's lots of trees and brush, so it would just be very dark, and with the terrain being all rocky and covered with roots and slippery with the dirt, it could be dangerous and hazardous out there, so be careful. Our tour guide also mentioned that people like to go out there and do all kinds of things, like drink and do drugs and also perform satanic rituals, so you don't know what you'll get out there. The place might be more crowded than you expect also, so you might run into a whole bunch of random people up there, and the afternoon that we went, we definitely saw some people who looked like they were up to do drugs. We also saw a guy who was taking pictures of their car that was parked down the road. And then we saw this guy just walk up the mountain with no car anywhere in sight, and he was wearing a business suit and tie. No idea why he was up there. The whole point is the place is kind of weird and you don't know who you're going to run into up there, so just be aware of that.
The Zealandia property is off limits to the public, so don't go up there either. You may or may not get phone reception, so keep that in mind. Don't go up alone, and I wouldn't recommend going at night. and have a backup plan in case your car won't start. What did you think of this story? Have you been to Helen's Bridge? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. Thanks for watching.